1320 AM, WCVG Covington, Cincinnati, and 1320thevoice.com. This is the voice of Cincinnati.
This is a roof alert. Is your roof leaking? Don't wait until it's too late. JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters has got you covered. They are insurance specialists in roofing repair. And a new roof is a large financial investment. And at JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters, they know roofs. They have over 30 years of experience and a great reputation, and they are licensed and bonded. Let them do a free roof inspection for you. And if you have any roof damage or storm-related repairs, they will find it. They are a full-service company that will find your problem, contact your home insurance company, make the calls, process your claim, and do the best to have your insurance company pay for the roofing repair. Call them. Give them a chance to see if you and your home may qualify. The service is free, so call 513-857-9835, 513-857-9835, and remember, the inspection is free. Hi, I'm Joe Banks, the CEO and president of PrivateMoneyHomes.com. We are a proud sponsor of Livin the Dream. It is my company's goal to put a smile on the faces of everyone with an IRA and 401k plan. We really work hard to build security and wealth for our partners through the education about the benefits of secured first lien real estate investment opportunities. Training is also provided by responsible professionals in their respective fields. From time to time, we will tell you about one or more of our note sale opportunities, and if you have an interest about learning more, you can join our mailing list by going to our website or just giving us a call. We look forward to speaking with you and introducing our service and showing you just how we have benefited our partners with 8 to 12% annual returns consistently. Call us at 513-409-2994. That's 513-409-2994. Remember, 513-409-2994, or on the web at privatemoneyhomes.com. And good morning. And we're back. This is Joe Banks on Livin the Dream, WCVG 1320 AM, The Voice. I'm glad and proud to be able to have a special guest on today that I've been able to find out. His name is Mr. BRIAN Ponder. He's an attorney and set up as a trial lawyer with his team. And they do miraculous things. I'd like to be able to introduce him to you as being one of the special persons that not only is just a trial lawyer, but also when I found out information about him, he's doing some miraculous things in credit. I want you all to get your pens and papers out because you're going to need to take notes. And this is going to be miraculous today. Mr. BRIAN Ponder, welcome to our show.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
I am extremely well, and I'm even happier now that I have you with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good. I'm like to introduce our show to you. For the most part, we consider ourselves Grown Folks Radio. We entertain and talk about information and things that are uplifting and maintaining the lifestyle that kind of keeps us toward living the dream. Most of us may not have achieved or acquired all the money that we needed in life, but we have a lot of life experiences, and we like to be able to have our people that come on our show to introduce their services, what they do. And at the same time, we get a chance to learn about them, where they grew up, the conditions, their education, their background. And then we kind of give you the mic and let you kind of go with it and share your service and exactly what you can do. This morning, we're also going to have our request lines open for those that may desire to call in and speak and have questions concerning the services, Mr. Ponder. Our request number is 859-655-4343. Again, that's 859-655-4343. And again, Mr. Ponder, welcome. Please tell us about yourself and your services.
Well, I'm a trial lawyer. My firm is based out of New York City, and more specifically, I'm a federal trial lawyer, which means I practice primarily in federal court. The federal court system is nationwide, and each state has its own federal courts. I've been in about 22 different federal courts. I'm originally from Quitman, Georgia, a very small town in South Georgia, right above the Florida line. And I went to college right outside of Chicago at Northwestern University, and went to law school. After over 10 years in healthcare, I went back to school, went to law school at Southern University Law Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay. What were you doing in healthcare?
In healthcare, I was what you call a surgical neurophysiologist, which is something no one ever hears about until you see me before surgery. I basically monitored the nervous system during back surgery and brain surgery to make sure patients didn't get paralyzed or injured during their specific surgeries.
So basically, this would be considered internal medicine.
Well, this is a technical branch of neurology. So I was overseen by a neurologist watching all of these responses, and I was the technical clinician in the operating room performing the monitoring. A lot different from law.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm curious. I'd like to hear what prompted you. I mean, what, you got struck by lightning or something that moved you from there to the legal profession?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good question. It's always an interesting topic, but I originally planned on going to medical school and being a physician, like my dad. My dad's a doctor.
Okay.
And that was my plan. And once I got started in undergrad, that plan began to, well, I did get in healthcare. I just didn't go to medical school. I did a subspecialty in this neurophysiology. So, my plan for a long time was healthcare. The law actually is a big deviation from that plan, believe it or not. And that's really how I got involved in law, through credit, debt, real estate, while I was working in healthcare.
All right. Well, what prompted you? What was the issue?
Well, this is what happened. In about 2004, I had been a renter my whole life, and I was a successful business person in healthcare. I had my own healthcare group, and I happened to come across a home that I wanted to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And the home was beautiful. I didn't even have to see inside, really. It was beautiful. It was in DeKalb County in Georgia. And I called the real estate agent asking them, I would really like to see this home.
Mm-hmm.
And the agent said, no problem, real nice. I remember her name was Donna. She said, just send me over a qualification letter. I'd be happy to show you.
Right.
I had no idea what a qualification letter was. At the time, I believe I was maybe 26 years old, I believe. But I obviously called around and got with the mortgage officer and told them, hey, I found this home that I want to get. I need a qualification letter. Okay, sure. Give me a Social Security number. I'll run your credit and get you a letter. So I gave him my Social Security number. Come back, I think my credit score was about 494.
Oh, you had problems.
you said, I mean, you couldn't qualify to buy a loaf of bread. Basically.
I'm telling you.
So, however, at the time, I had great income. I was actually renting a penthouse for $5,000 a month. I mean, I had a lot of income, but no credit.
Mm.
So at that point, I got slapped in the face on what credit was. And it's a shame that, I've gone through, high school, college, business, and never got any credit education. My family didn't educate me about credit, bless them. But, we just don't get any education about credit. And then when I meet clients today, they've never got any education about credit. So I think your show is very important to give someone or your listeners, some education about credit, because we don't get it. I mean, it's not given to us. We have to seek it out and get it, and hopefully we get the good advice that we need to properly address it. But long story short, that mortgage officer didn't hang up on me and say, go away. He actually helped me repair my credit.
Okay.
He showed me what to do. He showed me what letters to write, what to say, what to do. And I actually went back to that agent and said, look, my credit is not in good condition right now, but I can get it there. Would you all consider doing a lease purchase? And if anyone doesn't know, a lease purchase is where it's an agreement where you agree to lease a property and purchase it, within a certain period of time.
Right.
And so that's just what I did. I began a lease purchase in November of 2004, and within 4 months, I closed on my first home. That was February 2005, so that's just 4 months. And I had to get above back then, the mid 600s was what you needed to get an 80-20 loan. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to, I put money down by way of the lease purchase, but effectively I got an 80-20 loan, which adds up to 100% loan for the property was $625,000. So I went from having a 400 and something credit score to getting fully financed for a $600,000 home. And after that, I was so amazed by not only improving my credit, but the real estate agent made a commission of about $30,000 on that transaction, because I didn't have an agent. I was my own agent. I wasn't an agent at the time, mm-hmm. but I knew what I wanted. I didn't think I needed a real estate agent to do my transaction. So she was the only agent. So she made, I think it was about $27,000 at the time. Okay. Now, back then, $30,000 a year was a good salary.
Oh, yeah.
So I was taken aback. I was like, wow, she made, now in healthcare, my field, when I first got started as a trainee, I made $30,000. So I was just amazed that real estate commission was so high, and the house pretty much sold itself. So at that point, I actually got into real estate. I immediately took a break from the operating room and let one of my employees handle most of the cases. Got my real estate license, and I started actually doing real estate as a salesperson. And come to find out, I would obviously be around a lot of doctors and lawyers who needed homes, and I helped them, but they all had the same problem I had. They had great income, but poor credit. So I was actually able to help them repair their credit to qualify and get homes.
Okay, I'm going to have to interrupt you here. We're coming up on a quarter of the hour. We just need to take a moment for a pause. Brian, I'm going to ask you to just take a pause and give us a moment for a station break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you. This is a roof alert. Is your roof leaking? Don't wait until it's too late. JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters has got you covered. They are insurance specialists in roofing repair. And a new roof is a large financial investment. And at JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters, they know roofs. They have over 30 years of experience and a great reputation, and they are licensed and bonded. Let them do a free roof inspection for you. And if you have any roof damage or storm-related repairs, they will find it. They are a full-service company that will find your problem Contact your home insurance company, make the calls, process your claim, and do the best to have your insurance company pay for the roofing repair. Call them. Give them a chance to see if you and your home may qualify. The service is free. So call 513-857-9835, 513-857-9835, and remember, the inspection is free. Hi, I'm Joe Banks, the CEO and president of PrivateMoneyHomes.com. We are a proud sponsor of Livin the Dream. It is my company's goal to put a smile on the faces of everyone with an IRA and 401k plan. We really work hard to build security and wealth for our partners through the education about the benefits of secured first lien real estate investment opportunities. Training is also provided by responsible professionals in their respective fields. From time to time, we will tell you about one or more of our note sale opportunities, and if you have an interest about learning more, you can join our mailing list by going to our website or just giving us a call. We look forward to speaking with you and introducing our service and showing you just how we have benefited our partners with 8 to 12% annual returns consistently. Call us at 513-409-2994. That's 513-409-2994. Remember, 513-409-2994, or on the web at privatemoneyhomes.com. And we're back. We're here again today with Mr. BRIAN Ponder, who's a trial lawyer, specializes in credit card defenses in a way that a lot of you may like to know, where he kind of reverses things in a bit. Instead of you being under attack by the credit card services for not doing, and the collection service by not doing what they are supposed to do, he turns the onus and has them come to your aid by making them pay for their mistakes. And if you're listening to the program and hold on, we'll get a chance to get to that issues and let him explain what he does. So, Brian, please pick up where you left off.
Okay, yeah. So, Joe, we left off where I was saying after buying my first home, after repairing my credit, I actually went into real estate myself. I was just impressed about the level of commissions that could be generated from home sales. And I was helping doctors and nurses buy homes, and they had credit issues as well. So I was able to educate them and help them work through their credit issues and close their transactions. And I continued to do that, and come to find out that credit issue came up so much that people outside of real estate were asking for help with credit. Mm-hmm. However, in Georgia and in other states, credit repair itself, if you're not a lawyer or a real estate professional or banker or dealing with your customers in that area, believe it or not, a lot of people know this, it's actually a crime
really? To
do credit repair outside of certain areas, specifically in Georgia and other states. So you have to, if you having someone that's not a lawyer deal with your credit issues, they have to be your real estate broker, agent, or banker, or nonprofit. So, I had enough sense for some reason to before helping people outside of real estate to realize that issue. And so at that time, I connected with a lawyer who I assisted in doing credit repair for people outside the scope of my real estate practice.
Okay.
And it became such a beneficial practice area for him. He said, you should go to law school. Well, at the time, I was, what I thought to be successful in healthcare, had no interest in going back to school, stopping my income from that business. Mm-hmm. But within a few years later, within 3 years, I woke up one day and said, well, you know what, I think that's a good idea. And I actually pursued taking the law school entrance exam and applied to law school and ended up moving to Baton Rouge and attended law school.
Wow. So you really went in on this.
Yes, absolutely. And I went to law school. I finished law school in 2011, and then as soon as I got out, I began to do a lot of work in personal injury because I had done healthcare for so long, so I had a good idea, injuries and things of that nature. And I started as well dealing with credit.
Okay.
And come to find out, my passion really is real estate and credit and debt issues. And so my practice now really just primarily focuses on credit issues, debt issues, and also real estate. With respect to real estate, I deal with helping consumers battle the banks against foreclosure. But today, we'll talk a lot about credit, debt issues, and as you mentioned earlier, what I'm able to do is turn people's credit and debt problems around and go after the debt collectors and the creditors and the consumer reporting agencies for their mistakes, where my client doesn't have, typically, I would say typically, every case is different, but typically doesn't have to pay the debt that's being collected, but the debt collector has to pay them.
I am so happy to hear that. I am so happy to hear that. I personally had some issues that I had to deal with that did not belong on my credit. And I found that I was just being jostled and back and forth between the illegal collection agency and the repositories. And I was just so frustrated. I said, there's got to be a way that I can sue these clowns and get some sort of justice out of this for myself.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. And that stress that was caused by them, those are what's called in legal terms damages. So every day that you're stressed, worried, you have to spend money, to write letters and time. All of that is compensable. They have to pay for that. That's damages. Now the law provides. It's hard to calculate those types of things, Joe. You can't really say how much your stress is worth. You can't say how much 2 weeks or 2 months or a year of stress is worth. So what the law has done, or what Congress did with the Fair Credit Reporting Act and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, they've come up with a number for you. So they call that statutory damages. Those are damages that you don't have to necessarily prove, but just because it happened and you have damages of some sort, the law says you get up to $1,000 just because.
Well, I'm sure they have a lot of windfall coming, especially after the mortgage meltdown and the new laws of Dodd-Frank being put in place, that everybody's kind of moving around and trying to collect everything they possibly can. When I looked at what came out with Dodd-Frank and the way that mortgage companies were foreclosing and taking homes that they didn't even own, and there are very few people that were around to be able to defend anybody. And I'm sure that your office probably stayed extremely busy around that period of time.
Not only stayed busy, still busy. And I'll say this, the mortgage situation is still happening as far as the effects of some of the bad loans that were written and given. People are still feeling the effects, whether it be from their credit. If it's not from their credit because it's been over 7 years ago, it may be because they're still in that home that's upside down.
Right.
A lot of the banks that wrote those mortgages are out of business. Right. And you have Wells Fargo, Ocwen, Nation Star picking up these bad loans and foreclosing on these loans. So the effects are live and very prevalent. Now, the banks make as many mistakes. And so with respect to credit reporting, people who kept their home and have tried to pay, those late payments or even foreclosures may be showing up on their credit, and they can be helped as well. Those are issues that can be resolved. And when I say resolved, I'm speaking about those things being deleted off of the credit report and possibly with the check coming to the client for a violation of the law in reporting the item.
Well, I'd like to stop you there and ask you to take a moment, and because this is where I got a chance to find you. I tripped upon you on someone's information, maybe I think it was on YouTube or something like this, where you were being interviewed by a young woman. And when you brought out the fact that she actually got money, or your office got money back with checks to an individual based on their bad credit, they actually got paid with your efforts. I said, this is amazing. Please elaborate on this, on the means of how this is done.
Absolutely. Well, back in the 70s, first of all, if I can do a little bit of history on credit reporting is just information regarding your, not really it predicts your ability to pay. That's what it does. It predicts your ability to pay, but it's actually information regarding your payment history with respect to items paid over time. So if you're not paying cash, you may pay on terms.
Right.
And so companies began to collect this payment information and sell it to other vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And in and basically what happens is, if that information is incorrect, particular vendors or sellers would not sell you items on terms. And so if you didn't have cash to buy big ticket items, you couldn't get it.
Right.
And so these errors prevented people from getting very important things such as homes, cars. And in the 1970s, some consumer laws came into effect to protect consumers. Now, keep in mind, these laws are to protect consumers. Consumers, in so many terms, are people. The definition is individuals or natural persons, which are people. So you and I are consumers because we're people.
Right.
And so these laws are here to protect us.
Not the corporation.
No, not corporations. So your business, if you have a business and have a business credit issue, these laws are not to protect your business. These are to protect you for personal debt. And these are very important laws. And these laws are designed to prevent people from being able to conduct, their personal business, such as buying homes, cars, getting jobs, getting security clearance, because the big companies who make billions of dollars off of this information don't make sure it's correct. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, those are the three consumer reporting agencies. They're called credit bureaus by many people, but there's nothing bureau or bureaucratic about them. Mm-hmm. They're not affiliated with the government.
Right.
So people should understand these are private companies that make billions of dollars selling your information. They're only in it to make money. They're not in it to make sure the information is correct. That's where the law comes in. They don't care. In my opinion, I don't think they really care about it being correct. They care about making as much money off of your information as possible. And if anything, people make more money the worse your credit is. So they're the customers of the consumer reporting agencies like Equifax are the banks.
Right.
Okay. And now, believe it or not, you and I, consumers are paying them to look at their own information. That's like you paying me to look into your own wallet or your own ledger. So all this credit monitoring, now they're making millions off of people looking at their own information.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give out your number. We're going to ask you to people stay tuned. We're going to come back with some more exciting information on some of your wins. We are on with BRIAN Ponder LLP, trial lawyer. And his contact number is 646-450-9461. That's 646-450-9461. He can be reached at www.brianponder.com. www.brianponder.com. We're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we're going to get a little bit more into some of his successes so you guys can get an idea of what he can do for you and us. And this is Joe Banks on Livin the Dream, and we'll be right back.
Thanks for listening. This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hi, I'm Joe Banks, the CEO and president of PrivateMoneyHomes.com. We are a proud sponsor of Livin the Dream. It is my company's goal to put a smile on the faces of everyone with an IRA and 401k plan. We really work hard to build security and wealth for our partners through the education about the benefits of secured first lien real estate investment opportunities. Training is also provided by responsible professionals in their respective fields. From time to time, we will tell you about one or more of our note sale opportunities, and if you have an interest about learning more, you can join our mailing list by going to our website or just giving us a call. We look forward to speaking with you and introducing our service and showing you just how we have benefited our partners with 8 to 12% annual returns consistently. Call us at 513-409-2994. That's 513-409-2994. Remember, 513-409-2994, or on the web at privatemoneyhomes.com. This is a roof alert. Is your roof leaking? Don't wait until it's too late. JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters has got you covered. They are insurance specialists in roofing repair, and a new roof is a large financial investment. And at JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters, they know roofs. They have over 30 years of experience and a great reputation, and they are licensed and bonded. Let them do a free roof inspection for you, and if you have any roof damage or storm-related repairs, they will find it. They are a full-service company that will find your problem, contact your home insurance company, make the calls, process your claim, and do the best to have your insurance company pay for the roofing repair. Call them. Give them a chance to see if you and your home may qualify. The service is free, so call 513-857-9835, 513-857-9835, and remember, the inspection is free. And we're back. This is Joe Banks with Mr. BRIAN Ponder, who's a trial lawyer who's standing on the front line of helping people correct their credit as well as other things from foreclosure. But today we're going to focus on the credit issue. We've been discussing his background, and now we're going to get a chance to discuss some of his successes so you can get an idea of a sample of what he's doing, what he's been able to do for others. Welcome again, BRIAN. And please, if you would give us an opportunity to get some ideas of some of the, if you're able to go into it legally, to give an idea of some of the challenges that you face and some of the successes you had for some of the people that you work for.
Absolutely, Joe. And with respect to credit, there are two things people should know the law requires all credit reports to be. That's accurate and complete. So if there's anything inaccurate or incomplete in their credit report, they may have a violation of the law. The law, when I say that, is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA. Now, a lot of people may have an issue understanding what that means, but most people deal with credit problems, and credit problems are typically derogatory items on their credit report. And I'll give an example. If you ever had a credit card that was not paid and closed and ended up being sold to a debt collector, well, it would be sold to a debt buyer, or it may be collected by a debt collector. A lot of debt collectors don't work credit cards anymore. Most of the time, debt buyers buy them, such as Midland Funding.
Right.
Portfolio Recovery Associates. Those are debt buyers. And a debt buyer is a company that buys supposed accounts or bad debt from credit card companies. And so this will pop up on a credit report as a collection item, which is negative. That's a derogatory item. And that hurts your credit. I mean, your credit score can drop 50, 40, 60, or more, 100 points.
Right.
Just from that. Okay. More times than not, these debt buyers, debt collectors, they'll add a few bucks to that debt Well, if you owed $500 and they're trying to collect $510, that's inaccurate. That's not what you owe. You don't owe $510, you owe $500. That's a violation of the law right there. It's a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act because they're debt collectors trying to collect an amount that you don't owe. That's a violation of the law. So I get a lot of those cases, and in those cases we would file a lawsuit under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And if there were some credit issues, for example, we'll file it under that act as well, and that debt buyer would have to defend themselves. And 9 times out of 10 or more, they will end up settling the case, and they have to pay you damages, which is typically $1,000. They have to pay your attorney's fees and your court costs.
Oh, wonderful. I'm getting excited now.
Absolutely.
And you're doing this on a regular, successfully, I take it?
On a regular basis. I have cases all over the country in the federal courts, as far south as Florida, as far north as New York, and I stretch as far west so far in the courts with pending cases now to Texas and Oklahoma. Do a lot of work in Indiana. In Indiana, I work with a great lawyer, Duran Keller. I actually introduced him to consumer law, and his practice is really taking off. He's helping a lot of people in Indiana. He's out of Lafayette, Indiana.
Well, let me ask you a question. We're here in Ohio dealing with the tri-state of Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. Out of that Indiana office, are you able to service our people here in Ohio?
I'm not in the Ohio federal court, but I am in the process of getting admitted there. So I will be servicing the state of Ohio and their federal court soon. Now, that's a good question, Joe, because with respect to who I can help and where, a lot of these issues are what's called federal issues against companies that do business nationwide. And despite where you may live, you may be able to sue the people that are violating the law against you somewhere else. So, for example, if you have an issue with Equifax, Equifax operates in each and every state. So I typically sue them wherever I choose. I do a lot of cases in Oklahoma City against Equifax. I do some in New York City. And it doesn't necessarily matter where you live.
Got you. Boy, I tell you, you're going to help a lot of people today. Now, I want you to be able to go on record here that you're getting actually money back to consumers who have compromised credit from collection services who have not followed the law, and they have to be held accountable.
Each case, I think there's been maybe one case in the beginning of my career where I sued. I think it was my first lawsuit against the 3 consumer reporting agencies. I won by settlement. In that particular one case, we did not get money from them, but we got my client's bankruptcy deleted and tax liens deleted. My client was fine with that. That was his goal. But ever since then, any case that's settled, I make sure the client gets a recovery. So, yes, I would say more than 90% of cases settle. And when I say settle, we're talking about they have to pay money to my client for the case to go away. Now, it's not easy. It's filing a lawsuit and just getting a check. There's a lot of legal work involved. These companies actually are very, very capitalized. But the law is the law. You can't buy your way around the law. So what I mean by that is they will hire big law firms, paying them big money to defend their case. But again, the law protects the consumer, and if we get a violation, You can't dance around the law.
Then I got
They may delay,
no, go ahead,
but they won't dance around it.
I have a question here. What kind of timetable, and also, does this also cover student loans?
Absolutely, and the timetable is a good question. Most credit issues can be resolved within a month. If by disputing the dispute process. If the dispute process doesn't work and something is not resolved and you have to sue, once you sue, for example, Equifax or debt collector, they have 21 days to either answer the lawsuit or to resolve the matter.
Mm-hmm.
If they decide to fight it, then they have opportunity to answer the lawsuit. It could take a few months for the matter to get resolved. So the timetable, in short, you really don't know. It all depends. I've never seen anything go longer than maybe 6 to 9 months as far as litigation. And again, they hire big law firms. These law firms get paid to fight. So they fight as long as they can, I think, to their own bottom line. And so once they are satisfied and milking their clients, is my assumption, they finally go ahead and resolve it by settlement. But it does vary, Joe.
Good.
But it's in a matter of months.
Well, I'd like to give you an opportunity to give out the contact numbers yourself and the process you would like to explain when you intake a client, whether you'd like them to come to the website or call, or what is the process like? Well,
the main process is people should obtain copies of their credit reports. A lot of people typically have an idea of what the issue is. For example, they may have gotten a debt collection letter and they're scared it's going on a credit report, or they got an alert from their credit monitoring about a bad credit item. So, but I like to treat the whole picture. You know, it's like having a pain in one place. Well, get your whole body checked out.
Okay.
So same thing here. If you have one credit issue, you need to look at all three of your credit reports and just look and see what else is going on. I like to address everything. The reason I like to do that is, one, if you have more than one credit issue, you want to address all those issues that have the maximal beneficial effect of increasing your credit score and just being in a good financial place.
Right.
And I basically take a look at people's credit report and advise them on what's going on with it for free. I don't charge to do that. That's a service, but I don't charge because I want the consumer to understand what's wrong and what can be done. So the first step is people need to get their credit reports. Now, a lot of people have credit monitoring and can obtain their reports that way. If they do not, they can obtain their credit report for free online. So people need to understand you can get your credit report for free. This is information about you.
Right.
The law says you can get it for free, and you can get it for free online at a website called annualcreditreport.com. That's ANNUALCREDIT report, REPORT.com. And I always tell people it's free, and if it asks for a credit card, it's not free. So on this website, there's no credit card that you should put number that you should put in, so it's free. Now, here's the thing. And when you do obtain that report on your computer, you want to save it as a PDF, and you do that by printing it and then click Save as a PDF, because you want to be able to send it to my office or save it for your own review.
Is that a tri-merge?
And if you don't know how... What's that, Joe?
Is that a tri-merge?
Well,
all three.
On this website, they're individual. Now, you're right. If you have a credit monitoring, they may try merge it, and in one report, you have all three consumer reporting agencies. For people who can't obtain that tri-merge type report from their monitoring service or some credit card companies that have this service where you can get a tri-merge report. If they don't have that, if your listeners don't have that, they can go to that annualcreditreport.com and get their reports, and those are actually separate, Joe. So a person would get the Equifax report, and then they would go back in and get the Experian, and then a TransUnion. Those would be 3 separate reports if they get it that way.
Okay.
I also like to say that there's some security questions that they'll have to answer to get these reports. And you can imagine if the information they're basing the security questions on is incorrect, they may not be able to get this report. And finally, they may just end up having to request it by mail. To request it by mail, there's a link that they
Brian,
can click.
I'm going to have to interrupt you here. We're going to come back on the other side. Give us a minute. We'd have to take a station break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Joe Banks, the CEO and president of PrivateMoneyHomes.com. We're a proud sponsor of Livin the Dream. It is my company's goal to put a smile on the faces of everyone with an IRA and 401k plan. We really work hard to build security and wealth for our partners through the education about the benefits of secured first lien real estate investment opportunities. Training is also provided by responsible professionals in their respective fields. From time to time, we will tell you about one or more of our note sale opportunities, and if you have an interest about learning more, you can join our mailing list by going to our website or just giving us a call. We look forward to speaking with you and introducing our service and showing you just how we have benefited our partners with 8 to 12% annual returns consistently. Call us at 513-409-2994. That's 513-409-2994. Remember, 513-409-2994, or on the web at Private Money Home. I apologize, Mr. Ponder, but we had to take a station break, but I want you to go back in and complete what you were saying, and I apologize to our audience as well.
Oh, no problem at all, Joe. I was saying if the person can't get their credit report online due to whatever reason, they can get it by mail. And if they go to that annualcreditreport.com website, there's a link you can click to print a request form, and there's one form that they could send in just with a stamp, just to mail it off, and they'll get all 3 of their credit reports by mail if they are unable to get all the security questions correct. And for those who don't have internet and want to just call me, or if they do have internet and can't really get to the website, I can email or mail a copy of this form to a client if they have some issues and want to get their credit reports.
I'm sure
or
you're
they
going
can
to
always call the credit reporting agency and get it.
And let's give your number out again.
My phone number is 646-450-9461, and my email is brian@brianponder.com, and that's spelled BRIAN at BRIANPONDER.com.
And would you consider yourself a credit repair specialist when it comes to credit? But how do you define it?
Well, I'm actually a trial lawyer, and that's what I do. I just happen to, the area of law deals with credit and consumer law. So, I can go into the area of being a consumer lawyer. When we say credit repair specialist, there's actually a law that defines credit repair can be done by non-lawyers and just everyday people. So there's actually a Credit Repair Organizations Act, which defines a credit repair organization, which is any person that's trying to help you with your credit. So you'll see, because credit is such a big deal, you'll see a lot of credit repair people out there. So those can be non-lawyers. So the ones that are lawyers, well, they're lawyers. The ones that are not lawyers, well, they can be maybe credit repair specialists, credit repair organization, etc.
You're going to get a lot of
attention.
attention.
But I am called Brian the Credit Lawyer, so I guess you could say I'm a credit lawyer.
Well, I first of all, I want you to know that the period that we've spent with you is not enough. I'm going to definitely have to welcome you back. and get a chance to not only touch some more of the areas of credit of your specialty, as well as in the area of foreclosure and defense that more or less you overall can offer to people, because this is miraculous. You've really been able, excuse me for using the term, but you flipped the script.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I tell you, you've answered my prayers. You got to be careful what you pray for. Because
that's right.
When the mortgage meltdown started taking place, I was a mortgage broker for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And I ran my own brokerage in New York for 12 years. I was very successful. But when the mortgage industry fell, I saw so many injustices take place to the point where I now had to learn law, and I realized that most lawyers don't know anything about law. And to the point I had to challenge and defend myself because I couldn't get a lawyer then to help me on what I needed. And so I had to go into the court and challenge myself, for my own needs, which really brought me to realize that, man, this is an area that really needs help, and people are just not able to get the help that they need. So you are definitely a gift. And I'm just really praising you. I mean, you're probably one of the best interviews we had on this show for our listeners, because they may not realize just how important what you do for people. You actually are getting people paid. And it's not just a payment they're receiving, but they're getting things wiped off of their credit on things that shouldn't be there. And I'm sure with your background as an attorney is being able to go far into the injustices that are being done with their homes if they're facing foreclosure or anything else. So I'm really welcoming you. I'm really happy that you've decided to come. And I'd like to maintain a relationship where I'm able to talk up your company and what you do. And I mean, it's a great thing to get you business, but the main thing is to help get our listeners help.
Absolutely, Joe, and I commend you for providing this information for your listeners, which is very, very important. I mean, you need credit to get a job these days, to get an apartment, to get a car, to get a house, to keep your job. And I even had a case last year where this young lady in Arizona was being denied entry into the military due to her credit. Mm-hmm. So I took her case on pro bono, and I had to get some items deleted off her credit report. So it's very important information. And with respect to foreclosure, we all need our homes. So yeah, we definitely should have another discussion about how people can beat the bank and protect themselves from foreclosure or recover from foreclosure.
And another area I'd like for us to be able to have a conversation on and a setup for callers is student loans.
Yes. And if I can speak for a second, student loans are probably the biggest and first serious financial item people see. And we are not getting enough education about how to pay off the loans. The loans are going into default. We're not getting information. You know, if your loan goes into default, you can actually rehabilitate that loan for as little as $50 a month. And after 6 or 9 months, they'll delete all the derogatory late payments and loan history from your credit report. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow. Well, we've got some personal things to talk about as well. I'm very happy about this. I'm very much looking forward to getting up close and personal with your business so that I can begin to bring a lot of the people I've dealt with, because I'm in the real estate industry myself right now. And I'm venturing into doing some sort of a new kind of venture to help people to purchase homes. So I have a heart for the people. Outside of our show itself, I really like to be able to see people benefit from their efforts and not to be cut at the knees from these credit issues, because it is a vital life stream to a healthy life. And this is what our show is about, living the dream. You can't live very well without money, and it's a nightmare. And especially when you've done everything right, but because timing is everything, you know, you could get killed if your credit is not reflecting what you've actually done properly. So I want to give out the number again, the the website for Mr. Brian Ponder, and that is his number. He can be reached at 646-450-9461. That's 646-450-961. His website is www.BRIAN BrianPonder.com. That's BrianPonder.com. www.brianponder.com. And for those of you that need to email him, you can reach him. I'm sure you can, if you don't mind getting questioned this way, it's Brian@BrianPonder.com. That's Brian@BrianPonder.com. I want you guys to exercise your rights and give him a call, give him a contact, follow his protocol, get your credit reports to him as requested, and let's see exactly what he can do for you. I'm sure that your scale, I understand that in most cases you don't charge any money up front. How does that work, Brian?
That's correct. I encourage people, by the way, to email because, with the volume of calls, I may not be able to get to you, but if you email, I'll respond and you can send your credit report and I'll review it, respond back to you, and we can have a telephone conversation about it. But there's no charge to take a look and to give you a consultation on what can be done with your issue. If you don't have a full credit report issue and just one thing, you can call me about that. We'll talk about it and get a plan, because I think that before we start charging, we should have a plan. And I'll say a lot of these cases, if we find a violation in your credit report, you may not have any out-of-pocket fees to hire me to do your case. You may have to pay a filing fee just to file your lawsuit. And then at the end of the case, I'll be compensated by the other side. So there are a lot of options. Don't be afraid to call. This help. This help is affordable for anyone to do. And
Right.
If someone is unemployed or doesn't have any source of income, the courts take that in consideration and may waive your fee.
Well, I want to let you know we have 30 seconds before we have to be in a position to wrap up our show, so feel free to take that time and continue.
Absolutely. So I just encourage people to call and get help regarding these issues and not live with them. A lot of people may get advice saying they need to just wait it out 7 years or pay off a debt. That's not the case. That could be a mistake. And we don't want to waste 7 years of our life or waste any money that we don't have to waste. So I just encourage people to contact me. It doesn't cost you anything. You have a lot to gain.
Thank you, Mr. Ponder. We'll be requesting for you to come back with us again, and I'll personally be giving you a call a little bit later as well as the plan and follow up.
It'll be my pleasure, Joe.
Thank you. I want to welcome you guys to our show, Livin the Dream, today. We'll look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk with you tomorrow. Good day.
Thanks for listening. This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hi, I'm Joe Banks, the CEO and president of PrivateMoneyHomes.com. We are a proud sponsor of Livin the Dream. It is my company's goal to put a smile on the faces of everyone with an IRA and 401k plan. We really work hard to build security and wealth for our partners through the education about the benefits of secured first lien real estate investment opportunities. Training is also provided by responsible professionals in their respective fields. From time to time, we will tell you about one or more of our note sale opportunities, and if you have an interest about learning more, you can join our mailing list by going to our website or just giving us a call. We look forward to speaking with you and introducing our service and showing you just how we have benefited our partners with 8 to 12% annual returns consistently. Call us at 513-409-2994. That's 513-409-2994. Remember, 513-409-2994, or on the web at privatemoneyhomes.com. This is a roof alert. Is your roof leaking? Don't wait until it's too late. JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters has got you covered. They are insurance specialists in roofing repair. And a new roof is a large financial investment. And at JBS Roofing, Siding, and Gutters, they know roofs. They have over 30 years of experience and a great reputation, and they are licensed and bonded. Let them do a free roof inspection for you. And if you have any roof damage or storm-related repairs, they will find it. They are a full-service company company that will find your problem, contact your home insurance company, make the calls, process your claim, and do the best to have your insurance company pay for the roofing repair. Call them. Give them a chance to see if you and your home may qualify. The service is free. So call 513-857-9835, 513-857-9835, and remember, the inspection is free.